John didn't want to be president again. When they betrayed John,
based on 2016
election
came,
yes.
There was he didn't want to be president.
Yes, and it was
Ibrahim published that in the graphic that his brother was not going to be president.
Yes, I can speak with authority that we had a meeting myself, and we talked. When I call him now, he will even pick. We had a very good relationship. He said, Steve, there was a day I went to the house talking him to come over. Lord, and I said, leave my husband alone. We are joining ourselves in opposition, that we're no more interested. Look, I was on John's neck. If John cannot count 5 people without not mentioning my name, that was the one giving him trouble. At a point, he
pressure
said...
to run for 2020?
Yes, 2020. At a point, then I took permission from him that I also wanted to try. And remember, losing an election is also part of the equation.
Try what?
To lead the NDC party. I think it was...
Yourself?
Yes. Then
as a flag bearer?
Yes, then he gave... That was how I contested. He gave me his blessing. I knew I may not win, but I had pushed...
You contested against him?
Yes. I withdrew 1 week to the election that I withdrew.
Okay.
So he said, Steve, at least you are the only person among all those contesting me who had come to take permission from me.
So how did the situation change? How did he decide?
Okay, down the line, he called me that, Steve, give me the opportunity to talk to my God. You know, John Dramani Mahama is very prayerful. So at a point, he told me that, Steve, I've spoken to God, and I think it's time for me. I want to join the wagon. At that time, Alabi and Co had all started on board, and I don't want to mention somebody's name. A family member was sponsoring Alabi because he didn't believe that the brother would come. Are you getting me?
Are you talking about Ibrahim?
Well, I don't want to mention. Had given him a V8 and had brought. And remember, one of Alabi's campaign managers ran back to John with a pickup. Okay, so that is how. And I wanted to start. He said, Steve, don't quit. You have to be with it. And put me on record that when we all the presidential aspirants, when we went to Jerry, I didn't know among my 8 colleagues the decision was to tell John not to contest because they feel that he had gotten the opportunity.
When did this happen?
The day when we went to protest for the 3 billion filing fee at Jerry's house.
Yeah.
So that I didn't know my seniors. That was the plan. So
for Jerry to tell President Mahama
yes,
not
with
to
the
contest.
leadership not to.
So was John Mahama in this meeting?
No, he wasn't there. But on my way, he called me and said he couldn't catch a flight coming into the country. But whatever be the case, I should brief him or if there's what happened, his interest. So it means I represented his interest. So Gusi was there, Spio was there, Alabi was there, Asiedun Ketia, then General Secretary, Alhaji Idrisu Mama, representing the Council of Elders. And put me on record. I went and told John Dramani, Harry Sawyer was the Council of Elders. Immediately he was no more. That seat was vacant. And there was a perception that he was the one who could tame Jerry. So Alhaji Hudiaya informed me that, look, tell your brother that position is vacant. They have to put somebody there. You know, Jerry started having problems with the party. So that is how I think he reached out to Alhaji Yusumama and he occupied. And when he occupied that position, anytime there was a meeting, we were to meet the Council of Elders. Okay? He chaired. Alhaji Yusumama chaired. So when we got there, and the collective decision was to tell John not to contest, I protested there. And anytime I was to speak...
Who told you there was a collective decision?
Because everybody was against me when I was towing John's interest. Okay, whatever that was put on the table, my colleagues would tend to look at me to say, Steve, you don't understand the reason why we are here. So Jerry couldn't take that decision that, okay, he will be at a point... Even when I wanted...
But if John Mahama was not at the meeting, how are you people going to...
Oh, I told them whatever...
How are you going to take a decision?
Okay, whatever they were demanding, I told them I represent John's interests beside myself. And whatever that we were proposing that we wanted, I told them they should give me 2 weeks. If that is what they want, I could make sure that on John's side, it will be fulfilled. My colleagues said, I don't understand why we are here. He's supposed to be here to a whole... And then I stood my ground and I made sure that he contested. Besides... talking to him that he should come and contest. During the contest, 1 week to the election, I said, look, I cannot be contesting my big brother. He said, look, you have to be there till you finish. And I had to get certain collective, there was a lot of talking, and before he agreed that, Steve, with the respect you have for me so much, you step aside, since you've agreed. But he said, Steve, you've been very faithful, you've been very honest, you've been very loyal to me. A friend of mine has come to dash me a tipper truck. Come and take the tipper truck. At least it will be buying you fuel. You know, it's a deal that's about 1,000 Ghana or 800 for the tipper. I said, okay. Even that day, Ibrahim was even making a joke that, why don't you sell the tipper and then let's do some mining, how do you call it, contracts, like supplies. So John said, get away, go. It's between me and Steve. Then he left. The next 2 days, I came to pick the tipper. My former national chairman, Adom-Otchere, I got to the say, Steve, come. That's my big brother, John. That's City. I know you are my brother. As for you, with you, I can tell you anything. I gave you a tipper to Adom-Otchere. He came here crying that he couldn't even feed. So I gave you a tipper truck too. I didn't, I said, no problem, big brother. He thought I was going to. I said, no problem, big brother. But when I got home and told my senior wife, she knows I had gotten a tipper, something that at least all the, because he's always, you are loyal to these people, they've been present, they didn't take care of some my close family members, you are suffering, you are doing, why are you still with them? Leave them. Those that, and honestly, you should be, I loved John to death. I put my interests aside. If not, I saw people that never worked for the NDC were benefiting, had contract. You had ladies that were doing contracts. You had, and this is an experienced contractor that John, you stayed with me. So that I was doing in America doing projects. You know, I ran a construction firm. I was a realtor. That was my profession before buying and selling. Most of Ghanaians in Virginia will tell you that I helped them to buy houses. I mean, my footprints. If you ask the MPP, Stephen Kwati and all of them, most of them when they travel and come. Tiptoe Eagle Hall, I built it in the U.S. They would say, the year 2008, ask Boniface, his brother, what's his name? Nanado's brother, President Nanado's brother. No. Is it Fifi? The one who contested him, his seat, and they fell out, who is working with Alan now? I don't know. Nana's brother. That's his house that anytime he came to America, all Ghanaians, I used to sit with the president, we talk, and actually Boniface and co. When he was a minister for power, they had approached me and handpicked me to come and be their candidate in Binduri there. But that time, you know, the Kusasis saw anybody with MPP as an enemy. When I consulted the leadership, especially the Upper East chairman today, he told me if I come, and they will kill me and kill my family. You know, that time, the conflict, the Kusasi Mamprisi, it was political. NDC was the one who reversed what Nkrumah did, that everyone should rule themselves. You know, the UP, Busia, they had taken the chieftaincy from the Kusai. So anybody who even wore Kusai MPP t-shirt, you were dead good. You know, so that's how I pulled back. But my father was a member of parliament from 92 to 2000, my biological father. There was a time John and the wife visited. My father had to leave. He's still alive. He had to leave his bedroom.
What's his name?
Fortunate Atubiga. He had to leave.
What constituency?
Binduri.
Oh, in 92, 96?
Yes, that was my father, my biological father. And his big brother, one father, one mother, Matthias Atubiga, he was the MP, Liman's regime. And I was 4 years. 6 years that they did the coup, 2 years. We were in Accra here, those days, with big brother. Anytime you saw Liman on TV, the man in the Fugu next to him, that's my uncle. He has passed, he's in the fridge now, we'll be burying him soon though.
He rest in peace.
So,
that's an interesting story.
Senior,
yeah.
My father left the bedroom and Lodina and John, they slept. I mean, to tell you my bond, so people should, so the reason why I'm coming out with this, after breaking away and forming my own party, people have that John gave you so many kids, is that a betrayal? Just to clear the air for them to know that. It may
not be a betrayal, but the kind of relationship you had with him,
yes,
it's very difficult to see how you break away from him.